I'm only streaming for a little while until my son arrives back home from school. He's on the bus at the moment, but hopefully he'll be home before 3. But we'll see how long we can stream for. Until then, I'll be answering any questions anyone has, blacksmithing or metalworking related. If I know the answer, I will throw it out there as an answer. If I don't, I'll probably stare at you for a while. All right, so in the past, I've covered a couple different things here and there. Don't mind my water jug. I've covered today I did a small thing on hammer dressing. I'd like to go into that a little bit more. And to do that, I'm going to need Willie. All right, Will, tell me your secrets. All right, first thing first, let's turn this camera around. There we go. All right, so here's my hammer. Here's an undressed hammer right next to it. And I'm going to start here with this hammer here, and I'm going to take out a file. This is the type of file I'm going to use. It's got a nice, rough, coarse edge on it. It's rounded, and I like the rounded bit because it allows me to really dig inside of the wood. Now, I only have one hand here, so bear with me. You just want to basically just rough up your wood as much as possible, because the more you do, the better it gets. Let me try something here for a second. Let me put you like right here. Nope, not there. There. Does that work? Let me check. Hold on. Oh, no, hold on. Okay, let me see here. Does this work? That works. Okay, now I can use my hands. All right, so I'm going to use this here, and I'm going to really go to town using the side, almost the corner of the file. And here I am, again, roughing it up, taking off the original finish. You can go up and down, you can go side to side. I actually recommend going side to side. It gives you a little bit better of a resistance on your hands because you're going to be sliding down the handle. And if you go vertically this way, you're just going with your hand. So if you go side to side, you're going to give yourself a little bit better of a grit for your hands. You want to get the front. I almost recommend cross-hatching. The side. And it's not like this takes very long, as you can see. So there's no excuse for anybody not to do this to your hammers. Unless it's got a different grip. I mean, if you got like a grip like this, don't take a file to it. Don't take a file to a grip like this. Although, don't buy a hammer like this for blacksmithing. Two different things for you. That's a couple different things. Here, let me check to see if nobody's on the stream yet. Okay, cool. All right. So you just kind of rough up the handle real good. You're going to get a lot of wood off of it. Not a lot, but, you know, I guess an average amount of wood. All right, we're actually looking pretty good right now. Pretty fast. Get the bottom too. Not very much because it's not very necessary. You're never going to touch the bottom. It's only that way so you can burn it a little easier. Now the first thing you'll notice after you've done this is that your handle is much more coarse. You should have a much better grip now. But we want to make sure that it's going to hold up over time. So we're going to pull out our trusty dusty blowtorch. Hold on a second. I'm looking for my Doomajig. I lost my my starter. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, got my starter, got my blowtorch. Here we go. So I'm basically just burning off any potential splinters, any hazards to my hand. I don't want to get splinters while I'm working. I'm checking to see how wet the wood is still, if it's wet at all. It also gives it this nice, burnt color. Woo! Got a little hot there. Get the bottom. And just like always, my Dadman Network promise. I know I haven't been the Dadman Network for a while, but my promise is always to be as transparent as possible, mistakes included. So, here we go. We got tongue oil here. I'm going to oil it up. We just set it on fire. Now we just got to put a quick coat of oil on it. Now, some other blacksmiths out there will say to soak your hammer in oil. I don't think that's necessary personally. To each their own. But personally, I think that all you really need is just a layer of oil. It'll help keep the resistance. It actually makes the hammer less slick. Waving to a neighbor. Alright, we're getting pretty close here to being done with this project already. This was really fast for what I was expecting. Now I use this little paintbrush here. You don't have to. You could probably use a towel or whatever you want to really put the oil on. I just like to ease it on slowly and work it around a little bit with the brush. It gives a little bit finer or nicer of a coat in my opinion. There you have it. That's one hammer dressed. Let me grab my towel. I'd actually already put everything away once because I was not intending on doing a stream, but I thought to myself, you guys have been waiting a long time for any content, and I should try to put something out quickly. And now, you have a finished hammer handle that's all scuffed up. Your hand's not going to slide down, and it's protected against water. It's sealed against falling out easier. It's still got the factory pins in there. I mean, this is all you got to really do to make your hammers really a lot nicer. and it makes a huge difference. So there's that. All right, so I'm back on my face now. Feeling a little exposed here. Hoping the bus will come soon. But I don't think that's in the cards yet. Nobody in stream, which is okay. But there's still time. All right, so in the meantime, while we wait for anybody to come in stream or ask any questions or anything, I'm going to throw another tip out there for you. Anytime you're doing any twisting or anything, there is going to be some kind of tool that you're going to need to do your twisting. And a lot of people will make specified tools for their twisting purposes. Something that's like a straight bar with a U in it and another straight piece, so that way you can get the piece in there and then turn. Personally, myself, I just prefer pipe wrenches. The old school ones where you just have the turny thing here. I like them. They work well. I've never had one fail on me, and they don't leave teeth marks like these guys do. And these guys will inevitably always leave teeth marks in your work. So if you don't want teeth marks, switch to one of these, and you're not going to have any problems with that. And you can twist your metal. It's not going to give you the leverage on both sides, but at least you'll have the opportunity to twist your metal without, killing yourself. So there's that. Now, if you're using a propane forge like I do, let me turn the camera around for a second here. Now, this is, again, my forge. You're going to want to use a larger tank like this one. This is a 100-gallon tank. Pardon, 100-pound tank, not 100-gallon, 100-pound. Do not quote me on the 100-gallon. That is a 100-pound tank. This one here is a much smaller tank. That's your standard tank for doing your barbecuing with. Now, when you use the small tank when you're barbecuing, the small little guys, you're going to get about maybe 2 hours in before you actually have to turn off your forge or turn off the tank and switch it out for another one, which is really annoying. I have to do it probably twice a day when I'm using these tanks, and I only forge for about 4 to 5 hours at a time. So, I mean, it's actually quite irritating when... Let me check the live chat. I actually haven't checked that so far. There is no chat. Awesome. All right, so moving on. The larger tank does not actually freeze up like the small tanks do. The reason why you have to switch them out so often is because they'll actually freeze on the outside, and when it freezes on the outside, it actually freezes on the inside, making it so much harder for you to get anything into your furnace. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's air injected or if it's, straight line in. You're going to have problems if your tank is frozen over. So get a large tank. The larger the tank, the better, because, even this tank, when it gets low, the 100-pound tank, I've actually had it almost freeze over on me, believe it or not. And it was such it was kind of bonkers because I'd been working out here for about 5 hours, and it finally froze up on me. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to quit for the day anyway. But I was actually really irritated because I wanted to finish my projects for the day, and I couldn't. So, I mean, if you got a full tank, it's probably not going to freeze over on you. But if you got like a half a tank, low tank, it might freeze up after a few hours. But I can highly recommend getting a 100-pound tank or a larger tank for your forging purposes when you're using a propane forge. If there are any questions or anything, I'd be happy to answer them. Let's see here. I'm not actually sure why it's not showing me to the chat. If there is a chat going, I don't know. It says live chat, but it's okay. I'm guessing it'll just pop up from the bottom, so I'm not going to worry about it anymore. Yeah, I mean, I personally have a lot of fun with it. Recently, I've made some, I guess you could call them knives. I'm still in the early stages of blacksmithing. I mean, I'm making karambits, This is what I call the dad bod blade because it's got a big belly. I like that blade because it's got a big belly. Makes me laugh. This one is actually from a wrench jaw. We've got these wands I've been making for people who like Harry Potter. They're all twisted up. Let me see if I can get a better angle on that. There we go. For people who like Harry Potter or just want to cast spells with their friends, I don't know. And then we got little ones, or if you want to call them eating spikes, you could call it an eating spikes. I've seen those at Ren Fair. People call them an eating spike. I don't know why. To me, it just resembles like a little wand. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I actually have a whole ton more of them. And I've been trying to sell them for a little while now, but I haven't had a whole lot of luck yet. Yeah, this is the one of the karambits I've got here. The karambits are Indonesian in design. They are literally designed just to eviscerate and to cut open specifically the belly or areas that have a lot of organ tissue. You don't want to run to a bone with those because it's not going to cut through it very well. So to show off some of more of these wands, since you mentioned it, I've got this one here, which actually has elder pinches, what I call it. Little pinches here down the side, lined here. I love those. I've got all sorts of... Let me push this around. You can see it the other way. There we go. Now, only if I had some thunder strikes in the area right now, I could really, use that at the moment. But, also, if you really wanted to, I don't know the laws behind this, but you could probably use these as a defensive weapon. Some of them more than others. Like, this one's got a nice... nice tip on it. Thank you. You know what? I do remember that one. That was the wand I made for the wand episode of Savage Salvage. That was me banging my knee. I'm okay. These are normal things that happen in the shop. Normal things. Burning self and injuring self happens all the time. All right, so yeah, back to the wands. I've just made a round around my shop for some reason. All right. Let's see here. One of my favorites. Let me show off one of my favorites here. Because it was probably the hardest to make. This is my 2-inch wand. Let's see if I can focus that better. Nope. For the tiniest of spells. Avada Kedavra. It didn't work. They're still driving. How sad. I mean, how good. How good. How good. I don't want them to crash into my house. Don't want them to crash into my house. Okay, let me put you down for a second. I'm kind of surprised the bus isn't here yet, but hey, we're having fun, right? At least I'm having fun. All right, so actually, I do have a couple new pieces that I've been working on that I might show off real quick, since I have somebody on the line. Are you hot? No, you're not hot. Okay, so quick tip. If you're ever curious to see if something's hot, never, ever, ever use your fingertips. Because if you go to touch it, you're more likely to grab it and grab hard than you are to, with your backside of your fingers, touch it first with the backside. Because that way you're going to feel the heat first, faster. It's going to travel to your brain faster. And then you're going to recoil this way rather than into the metal. So just a quick tip. This is going to be a twisted knife. Again, legally speaking, I don't know the legal side of these and how legal it is to have a blade that is twisted up in here. But that's what I'm going to be making soon. Is going to be a blade that is literally twisted this way around on the blade side. So this will be two sides, and it will be twisted right in here, which will make it a very dangerous blade. If you ever get stabbed with something like that, I would hate to see the wound that would make. That would, yeah. Now I hope that, uh-oh, there's the bus. I hope that YouTube doesn't remove this because I showed a knife blank, but yeah. That's what's going to be coming up soon on Savage Salvage Smithing, is going to be a twisted blade. Anyhow, I am glad to see you come on, and thank you for joining me with Savage Salvage Smithing, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining us.